Dolores gently pats Vikir on the head, telling him that she is going to take a bath and that Chaco should get some rest while she is gone. Watching her walk away, Vikir reflects on how he originally intended to reveal his identity at the right moment, only for things to take an unexpected turn. He sits on the bed, still completely baffled by the fact that she gave him the name Chaco. At that moment, Decorabia pops out from under the blanket alongside the little blue spider, teasing Vikir for being lucky enough to end up alone with beautiful women 2 times in a row. Decorabia explains that he stayed hidden because it was better if Dolores did not notice him, while the little blue spider barks cheerfully beside them. Decorabia then praises Vikir for cleverly bypassing the portal's single-person rule by transforming into a beast, noting that his contractor always finds ways to exceed expectations. Soon after, Decorabia brings out their massive reward of 50 gold candies from clearing the 9th floor, each capable of raising a user's level by 1 or being traded for 300 stat candies. Decorabia points out that consuming all 50 candies right now would instantly restore Vikir's stats close to his original power, making threats like the Dragonman much easier to handle. Even so, Decorabia wonders if simply returning to his former strength is truly all that Vikir desires. In response, Vikir silently resolves that if his only aim was to regain his past strength, he would never have endured so much suffering, as his real goal goes far beyond escaping the tower or defeating Amdusias. Instead, his focus is on gaining enough power to destroy the remaining 10 corpses, fully aware that his current abilities will not be enough once the age of destruction arrives. He also knows he cannot afford to waste time grinding inside the Abyss Tree, especially since Amdusias awakened ahead of schedule, meaning the full demon invasion could happen sooner than in his past life. With that grim reality in mind, he braces himself, knowing the catastrophic war is approaching faster each day. Just then, Dolores returns wrapped in a towel, asking him why he is mumbling before picking him up to clean his dirty fur. Dolores excitedly announces that she is going to give him a full bath, leaving Vikir completely frozen in shock. Without hesitation, she pulls him straight into the warm bathtub with her. Dolores leans back and relaxes in the steam, enjoying how the hot water washes away all the exhaustion she has built up. She turns to ask her new pet if he feels just as relaxed, while Vikir silently clings to the edge in utter disbelief. As she scrubs him with soap, she playfully tells him to stay still so he can impress the lady dogs, while Vikir decides that revealing who he really is right now would be a complete disaster. Looking around the room, Vikir notices the lavish feast and luxurious furniture arranged throughout the area. He quickly realizes that Dolores must have bought all of these comforts using her own hard-earned candies. This makes him wonder just how long she has been stranded inside this deceptive paradise. Breaking the silence, Dolores speaks softly to Chaco, opening up about the terrible horrors she had to endure to make it this far. She explains that on every single floor of the Abyss Tree, she was forced to watch countless people get slaughtered right in front of her. She witnessed students and familiar classmates die horrific deaths at the hands of vicious monsters and brutal traps. Even worse, she recalls the heartbreak of watching desperate allies betray and kill one another just to stay alive. Surrounded by so much endless violence, her holy magic felt completely helpless, like a small candle waiting to be snuffed out. Because of that nightmare, reaching this safe room all by herself brought her an overwhelming feeling of relief. With tears in her eyes, she confesses that coming here finally freed her from the painful cries for help, the dark whispers, and the heavy smell of blood. So even if staying here slowly uses up her candies, she finds comfort in having warm meals, a soft bed, and a peaceful bath whenever she wants. Listening to her words, Vikir realizes that Dolores has fallen straight into the subtle psychological trap of the room. He remembers that in his past life, Dolores remained trapped in Paradise Lost forever because a peaceful haven away from tragedy was her greatest weakness. Because of this, he knows he must snap her back to reality before she becomes so comfortable that she can never leave. However, Dolores suddenly changes her tone, declaring that her despair ends today because she finally understands why she cannot lose hope. With a warm smile, she explains that knowing Mr. Van is out there walking this agonizing path alongside her gives her the courage to stand back up. She genuinely believes that at this very moment, Mr. Van is fighting deep within the Abyss Tree to ensure everyone can escape safely. Filled with a fresh sense of purpose, she promises that she will not sit around waiting to be rescued, boldly deciding to leave this floor and save everyone herself. Hearing her strong determination, Vikir cannot help but let out a small smile. Dolores gasps in delight at his reaction, praising the little puppy for being so remarkably smart. She admits that talking to him feels so natural and comforting that it almost feels as if she is speaking directly to Mr. Van. Dolores then pulls him into a warm hug, passionately swearing that she will conquer the tower and break free, even if it is just for his sake. Right at that moment, a system prompt appears, announcing that the escape requirement has been fulfilled now that both challengers wish to leave. Dolores is left completely confused, wondering how the system could possibly register the conditions as cleared. Walking over to the sealed door, she checks the requirements again, which clearly state that 2 challengers must agree to escape Paradise Lost together. Looking at the rule, she tries to figure out how another active challenger could possibly be present in the room with her. Meanwhile, Vikir walks back over with Decarabia, and the little spider clinging to his back, leading Dolores to casually ask if he just ran off to use the restroom. However, she quickly notices that he is dragging a Colosio Academy uniform across the floor, wondering how a puppy could carry student clothes and sensing that something is not right. Before she can think further, the system questions her choice, reminding her that finding this sanctuary has less than a 0.001% chance and asking if she truly wants to leave. Dolores firmly stands by her choice, even when the system warns that the danger on the next floor will be 10 times greater than anything she has faced so far. When the tower attempts to tempt her one last time by stating this is the only safe zone in the entire tree, Dolores rejects the illusion completely and reaffirms her desire to leave. With her choice confirmed, the massive doors unlock and slowly swing open, clearing the path for them to leave the deceptive haven behind. In that moment, Vikir releases his hound form and returns to his true human appearance, telling Dolores that a person's true purpose shines brightest in the darkest depths, and that her conviction managed to reach his guarded heart. He expresses his sincere thanks to her for breaking through the illusion, leaving Dolores completely stunned. Recognizing him instantly, Dolores finally realizes that her loyal companion and Vikir have been the exact same person this entire time.